What's good, party people? This your boy Maverick, aka Maverick Star. And this is Mercury in retrograde in Cancer that is amongst us right now, and where most of the time, most Mercury retrogrades are specifically. There's this big inclination around, oh no, you can't do this, you can't travel, you can't that, you can't, oh my god, I think the whole world going crazy. Let me explain how retrogrades essentially work from my understanding personally. A retrograde is essentially when the planet is as close to the Earth as it could be within its orbit. Therefore, in that process, the planet, the energy is so close to us that we don't need to go out of our ways to make that energy happen. So with that being said, when there's Mercury retrograde, it's easier to communicate, so you don't have to try too hard to communicate something, because when you choose to finally try too hard to communicate something, that's when misunderstandings happen. That's when arguments happen. And the reason why I want to display this is because this Mercury retrograde is going to be in Cancer. And it's a very heavy emotional time for the collective. We've been inside for months on end, or if not, there's been job misplacements. There's been a lot of things that are going on in the world in real time that what we would think would just be in a fiction book, but they're happening. And so a lot of people are having to adjust to that emotionally, and it sucks. But the best way to get prepared for anything that's along the lines of that is to know what's coming into, what energies are coming into as this Mercury in retrograde Cancer is going down. So I broke this down. I'm going to be putting down the chart that I use. I use GMT time, which is it's where they originally do. That's where they base all the time zones from. So I just use that as the point of time and reference to get the chart, so I can go through how this is going to be affecting every person in every time zone. Anywho, now let's start off. So Mercury in retrograde, the ascendant that it had was saying that everyone's going to be within this talkative spirit. People will start wanting to take short distance trips, go on short vacations, etc. Everyone is in a I don't care, I do what I want attitude. And with Venus in retrograde, everyone has their heart out on their sleeves. So the sun, when Mercury goes retrograde in Cancer, is going to be 27 degrees Gemini in the first house. So everyone has an opinion right now, but no one wants to shut up about it. There's events happening that add to chatter, and everyone's focused on the details and facts until they miss a larger picture that's at hand. Everyone's fighting and arguing about what movement is this, what movement is that, could they say this, could they say that, why did this person not do this, why did this person not do that, and everyone's fighting about how they feel. And the big thing with this Mercury retrograde in Cancer is that we need to tap into the Capricorn energies of what can we do to solidify, what can we do to make things official instead. But collectively, just because this is how this transit is going, everyone's going to be in their feelings about it, hearts on their sleeves. Everyone has something to say, and that's going to be brought on by the moon, of where these emotions are coming from. The moon's going to be in Taurus, 12th house. So there's illusions around what brings comfort. Where is your value? Not only in the physical, but within your spirit. Like, where is the value? What brings you comfort? These are the things that are going to be in question as this is happening. The collective is going to be going through breakthroughs, and they're going to overthrow structures that do not fit. It's going to be coming from an emotional space. People want to feel valued in their hearts of hearts. People haven't been feeling valued. People have been feeling mistreated. People have been being seen as mistreated. Everyone's confused. Everyone's hurt. And that's real. We can make it out of this. We can definitely make a better day. But as of right now, we need to address this is what's going on. So, with that being said, these emotional communications that are going to be going on are going to bring a sense of nostalgia of the world gone. And actually, what's funny about this Mercury retrograde is that it's going to be on the day that they say that the actual Mayan calendar that was scheduled for 2020 is supposed to end. That's going to be coming on this day when Mercury goes retrograde right before the summer solstice and the solar eclipse. So this is supposed to legitimately be the time frame of a new shift. And I know people say shift a lot. I don't say shift. I barely say it. It's a legitimate shift, because there's supposed to be something that's being born anew. And there's a Mars conjunct Neptune as well with this. And it's going to make everyone start to move toward their ideal and trying to create an ideal. Your ideal may be an illusion, the ideal that you're creating, but having that vision and picture in mind, you're going to be able to create this once you go through the thoughts that Mercury in retrograde put you through, because they're going to be old themes resurfacing for you to let them go, let them flow by as you enter into the next space with this Mercury in retrograde going on. And what I mean by this is, despite the emotions, despite people being just talking out their ass with their heart on their sleeves, what's really being said and what's really being conveyed? Because these are the messages that need to be paid attention to. And in comparison to maybe you wanting to be in that emotional space, and trust me, it's going to be difficult. I already did the solar eclipse reading and the new moon one, and trust me, it's going to be very heavy. And these are going to be themes throughout this Mercury retrograde in Cancer, because this is the starting point, right? I essentially almost do this as a birth chart for the energy. So this is going to make you have to tap into your higher space and let you identify, in a sense, from a higher space. What's the universe calling you to do for yourself? What is the universe calling you to resonate at, to influence others? What is the universe calling you to step up into? These are the questions that Mercury retrograde is giving to us as it enters this retrograde. Now, one thing I have to say is, despite how deep the past may be, what Cancer also represents is the ocean. So despite the many layers beneath the ocean that we haven't even been able to travel, we only see about, I believe, 10% of its magnificence. We haven't been able to go too far beneath the sea. We've only been able to see what is closer to the surface, closer to our frame of view. And so what it is that you're not throwing away what things of the past may have happened, but what you're doing is allowing what needs to be seen is in the now, is at the, what did you, despite everything beneath that has built you up, now at the highest level where you're at, the closest to the sun, what do you have to show? Do you have treasures that lie beneath? Let those treasures surface to the top. Show them who's boss. Be sure to keep open communications with those that allow you to feel and don't belittle you for feeling how you feel, because there are going to be some geared times and there's a lot of fear in the collective on all different ends. So sometimes it's best to take a sit down and breathe. And I think we all need to do that. Take a breath and breathe. Remember that going into this retrograde. Wish the best to y'all. I have a project musically coming out if summer never ends. It's an EP, 4 tracks. Should be out by the summer solstice. And I hope you all enjoy that when that comes out. But aside from that, have a great one. Peace.